everyone. Are you ready to learn more about Code of Ethics for professional teachers? If that's so, please listen to our discussion as we talk about Article 985-6. So, let's start with Angel Saliot on Article 9, Article 8, Dylan Cagas and Reina Bonhan, Article 5, Joali Bagaslao, and Article 6, Jaina Libasnon. Partners, it's time to shine.
Article 9. Section 1. A teacher shall establish and maintain cordial relations with parents, and shall conduct himself to merit their confidence and respect. From Section 1, developing and keeping friendly relationships with parents is one of the most important or valuable actions a teacher can make. Possessing this would make it simpler and easier for the school to communicate with parents and win their support. In the long run, strong collaboration and governance are made possible by teachers and parents who have a binding relationship. For the partnership to flourish, teachers shall maintain cordial relations with parents. Section 2. A teacher shall inform parents through proper authorities of the progress or deficiencies of learners under him, exercising at most candor and tact in pointing out learners' deficiencies and in seeking parents' cooperation for the proper guidance and improvement of learners. From Section 2, we are aware that different people has different type of intelligences. Therefore, students are expected to differ in the area where they are good at. One may be good at mathematics and find it hard to deal with linguistics. One may be good at sports but struggles when it comes to analysis. With that idea, teachers are to respond to the students differently. In connection with that, whenever there are times that they see that a certain student struggles with his or her studies, Section 2 states that it is the teacher's responsibility to inform the parents or the authority of that student regarding the situation. Through this way, a proper intervention could be made because there are times that only guardians know things that students couldn't tell someone else. These things could be the root of the destruction resulting the study challenges. Section 3. A teacher shall hear parents' complaints with sympathy and understanding, and shall discourage unfair criticism. Parent-to-teachers encounter couldn't be prevented in school scenarios. Sometimes it is the teacher's fault or the other way around. Nonetheless, Section 3 states that it is the teacher's responsibility to hear and extend longer understanding and patience with regards to parents' complaints. Teachers are discouraged to address problems personally. Rather, professionalism and utmost understanding are needed. Abstraction. Teacher needs to connect with parents, his or her partners in the education of the learner. For the partnership to flourish, teacher shall maintain cordial relations with parents. This relationship remains cordial if a teacher is sincere and tactful in reporting child's progress. From the abstraction, teacher needs to connect with parents, his or her partners in the education of the learner, and they may conduct parent-to-teachers conferences to properly call the parents' attention and enlist their assistance in achieving the educational objectives for the concerned learners. Teachers need to establish a cordial relationship with parents because They are a vital part of making sure that the student is on track to succeed. And that's all from Article 9. Article 8, reporter, you may proceed.
Article 9. The Teacher and the Learners. Section 1. A teacher has the right and duty to determine the academic marks and the promotion of learners in the subjects they handle. Such determination shall be in accordance with generally accepted procedures of evaluations and measurement. In any case of any complaint, teachers concerned shall immediately take appropriate actions. Observing the process. Section 2. A teacher shall recognize that the interests and the welfare of learners are his first and foremost concern, and shall handle each learner justly and impartially. Okay, in this case, our goal as a teacher is to make our students learn from what we discuss, and we can do that by knowing their interests in their life and use it in order for us to get their attention. Section 3. Under no circumstances shall the teacher be prejudged nor discriminatory against the learner. In any situation, we, teacher, must look our student equal and we must listen their sides so we can determine what we'll do on the situation. Section 4. A teacher shall not accept favors or gifts from teachers, nor their parents or others in their behalf in exchange for requested concessions, especially if underserved. We, teachers, we will look for the potential student based on their learning in our discussions, not on what parents give us or any gifts we receive. Section 5. A teacher shall not accept directly or indirectly or any remuneration from tutorials and other than what is authorized for such service. Teachers must not take or accept any extra works or service that are not connected on her duty as a teacher. Section 6. A teacher shall base the evaluation of learners' work on merit and quality of academic performance. In this, as a teacher must base on the effort and creativity of a student in making grades and giving awards. In Section 7, in the situation where mutual attractions and subsequent love develop between teachers and learner, the teacher shall exercise utmost professional discretion to avoid scandal, gossips, and preferential treatment of the learner. A relationship between teacher and student are forbidden relationships, can deprive her or not teacher's license as a professional teacher. Section 8. A teacher shall not inflict corporal punishment on offending learners, nor make deductions from their scholastic rating as a punishment for acts which are clearly not manifestations of poor scholarship. As a teacher, we are not given a right to punish our student or through the words that can offend them personally, especially when it can affect their rating as a dean-lister or as a good student.
As a continuation of Dylan's report, Article 8, The Teacher and the Learners. Section 9. A teacher shall ensure that conditions contributive to the maximum development of learners are adequate and shall extend needed assistance in preventing or solving learners' problems and difficulties. So, as a teacher, we should good enough to solve the specific problem because as a second mother, we should have the characteristic of being a mindfulness that can contribute the safetyness of our students or learners. Abstraction. Article 8, The Teacher and the Learners of the Code of Ethics describe the professional teachers to be such fair because he or she bases evaluation of the learner's work on merit and quality of academic performance, shall not make deduction from the learners such scholastic ratings as primary scholastic and determine academic marks in accordance with generally accepted procedures of evaluations and measurement shall be handled each learner justly and impartially. Should love develop between teacher and the student, the professional teacher is expected to be fair because he or she shall not exercise at most professional discretion to avoid preferential treatment of the learner. Teacher fairness is assured when a teacher does not accept favor or gift from learners of their parents in exchange for requested concessions. The professional teachers is likewise described as caring and compassionate. Article 8 points out that the professional teacher has the interest and welfare of learners as his or her first and foremost concern, and under no circumstances shall a teacher to be prejudiced nor discriminatory against any learner. The professional teacher is also seen to be caring and compassionate when she or he does not inflict corporal punishment of offending learners. Professional teacher is likewise described as caring and compassionate. So, the Article 8 points out that the professional teacher has the interest and welfare of the learners as he or she first and foremost concerned. The professional teacher is also seen as a caring and compassionate when she or he does not inflict corporal punishment on offending learners. Yes, dapat talaga na iwasan sa mga guro na maka-offend sa mga estudyante. In this situation, magtatanong ang guro sa kanyang mga estudyante at isa dito ay hindi nakasagot. So, may naisabi ang guro sa kanyang estudyante at bigla itong na-offend. So, dapat sa ganitong paraan, ang guro ay hindi dapat magsasabi na nakaka-offend sa kanyang mga estudyante.
Article 5. The teacher and the teaching community. Section 1. Teachers shall at all times be imbued with the spirit of professional loyalty, mutual confidence, and faith in one another, self-sacrifice for the common good, and full cooperation with colleagues. When the best interest of the learners, the school, or the profession is at stake in any controversy, teachers shall support one another. So, in Section 1, Article 5, the teachers and the teaching community, it says that teacher to teacher, workmates to workmates shall support each other. So in Section 2, a teacher is not entitled to claim for work on his own and shall give due credit for the work of others which he may use. So in Section 2, it is very understandable that if you are a professional teacher, you're a teacher, you're an LPT, no? So you must not entitled or you must not claim other works or like that. So dili ka mag-selfish, no? If you are a professional teacher, so dapat dili jud ka selfish, no? And shall give due credit for the work of other which he may use. Section 3. Before leaving his position, a teacher shall organize and leave to his successor such records and other data are necessary to carry on the work. So in Section 3, no, a teacher, okay, before the teacher will leave his position, the records or any data, no, mga papel-papel, mga paperworks must be organized, no? Kailangan dyan siya ma-organize to his and leave it. Okay, that's why the successor will carry the work of others or your work. Section 4. A teacher shall hold inviolate all confidential information concerning associates and the schools, and shall not divulge to anyone documents which may have not been yet official released, or remove records from the files without official permission. So in section 4, a teacher shall be inviolate all confidential information. So it means that all the confidential informations or the records on your schools will not be released unless without any confirmation or any official permission. So it is said that in section 4 that we must have a private na to ang mga information when it comes to our learners or records from our schools. So like that. Section 5. It shall be the responsibility of every teacher to seek a correctives for what may appear to be unprofessional and unethical conduct of any associate. This may be done only if there is incontrovertible evidence of such support. So in section 5, it is very understandable. So next, let's go on to section 6. A teacher may submit to the proper authorities any justifiable criticism against an associate, preferably in writing, without violating any rights of the individual concerned. So in section 5, a teacher may submit the proper authority. So teacher may submit sa proper authorities any justifiable criticism against an associate, preferably in writing, without violating. So a teacher must not have been violating or violate any rights of individual concerned. So in section 7, a teacher may apply for a vacant position for which he is qualified, provided that he respects the system of selections on the basis of merit and competence, providing further that all qualified candidates are given the opportunity to be considered. So in section 7, a teacher may apply a vacant position for which he is qualified. So as a teacher, you must apply the vacant position that is fit or that is qualified for your position, provided that he respects the system of selections on the basis of merit and competence, provided further that all qualified and candidates are given the opportunity to be considered. So in section 7, a teacher, you as teacher or a professional teacher must be applied for your work, or you must apply the position that is fit or that is qualified for your positions. So that is the section 7. So all in all, in Article 5, Section 1 to 7, the teacher and the teaching community says that a professional teacher should work in a collaboration with his or her fellow teachers. Gossip destroys collegial relationship. It has no place in professional community. Brotherly, sisterly corrections for what may appear to be unprofessional and unethical conduct of an associate is an act that is becoming a professional. Should there be a justifiable criticism against the fellow teachers, the right sources is to submit the property authorities any justifiable criticism. So again, in Article 5, the teacher and the teaching community should collaborate. Collaborate, as what I said earlier, teacher to teachers, workmates to workmates, shall support each others. So don't destroy your relationship. Don't destroy your relationship with your colleague. That because you compete each other. So again, a professional teacher should work a collaborative work, or should work in a good ways. So that's all. That's about the Article 5, the teacher and the teaching community.
Article 6, which is the teacher and the higher authorities in the Philippines. So in this article, we are going to discuss the 6 sections. First is the section 1. A teacher shall make it his duty, make an honest effort to understand and support the legitimate policies of the school and the administrations, regardless of professional feelings or private opinion, and shall faithfully carry them out. So class, in this section, the teacher should do an honest job to his or her profession. Why? Because the teacher serves as the model for the students. They must be honest to their job and avoid the favoritism in order for them to give the equal service to their students, and it shows or to prove how they are good or how they are in the field of their professions. Okay class, let's proceed to the section 2. A teacher shall not make any false accusation or charges against superiors, especially under anatomy. However, if there are valid charges, he should present such under oath to competent authority. So class, let's take for an example the viral video of a teacher that accusing her students about cheating without exact evidence. So class, as what I have said earlier, the teacher is the model of the students, and it is her or his responsibilities to give an equal service to all of his students. Okay, next, the section 3. A teacher shall transact all official business through channels, except when special conditions warrant a different procedure, such as when reforms are advocated but are opposed by the immediate superior, in which case the teacher shall appeal directly to the appropriate higher authority. So class, sa ibang sabi, ang isang guro daw ay dapat makipagtransaksyon sa lahat ng opisyal na negosyo sa pamamagitan ng mga channel, maliban kung ang mga espesyal na kondisyon ay nangangailangan ng iba't ibang paraan. Tulad ng kapag ang reforma ay itinataguyod, ngunit tinututulan ng agarang superior, kung saan ang mga guro ay direktang mag-aapila sa naaangkop na mataas na mga autoridad. In section 4, a teacher individually or as part of a group has a right to seek redress against injustice and discrimination, and, to the extent possible, shall raise his grievances within democratic processes. In doing so, he shall avoid jeopardizing the interest and welfare of learners whose right to learn must be respected. So plus, ayon dito, ang isang guro ng individual o bilang bahagi ng isang grupo ay may karapatang humingi ng kabayaran laban sa kawalang katarungan at diskriminasyon, at hanggat maaari ay dapat itaas ang kanyang mga hinaing sa loob ng mga demokratikong proseso. At class, tandaan, sa paggawa nito, ay dapat niyang iwasang malagay sa alanganin ang interes at kapakanan ng mga mag-aaral na ang karapatang matuto ay dapat igalang. Section 5. A teacher has a right to invoke the principle that appointments, promotions, and transactions of teachers are made only of the basis of merit and need the interest of the service. So, isinasaad dito class na ang isang guro ay may karapatan na gamitin ang prinsipyo na ang mga appointment, promotion, at paglipat ng mga guro ay ginagawa lamang batay sa merito at pangangailangan para sa interes ng serbisyo. So, in section 6, a teacher who accepts a position assumes a contractual obligation to live up to his contract, assuming full knowledge of the employment terms and conditions. So class, ang ibig sabihin nito, ang isang guro na tumatanggap ng isang posisyon ay inaako ang isang contractual na obligasyon na tuparin ang kanyang kontrata na inaakala ang buong kaalaman sa mga tuntunin at kondisyon sa pagtatrabaho. So in short class, we as a future teacher, when we apply, for example, to a school, and then we accept the position that we applied for, then of course, we should have to fulfill the terms and conditions of the job honestly and with a spring in our heart. So here's the obstructions for the 6 sections under the Article 6. It is said that it is unprofessional for a teacher to campaign against legitimate policies of the school and administration with which he or she disagrees. It is likely unprofessional to file charges against superior under cover of anonymity. If there is truth in the charges filed against the superiors, one should not be afraid to come into open. Transact official business is through proper channels is the professional and ethical thing to do. There are exemptions, however. When the reforms advocated are opposed by the immediate superior, the teacher shall appeal directly to the proper higher authority. To go on strike is not professional. True. Professional teachers have a right to seek redress against injustice or discrimination, but should do it in a manner that does not jeopardize the welfare of learners whose right to learn must be respected. Teachers going on strike adversely affects learners. Appointments, promotions are based only on merit and need in the interest of service in the professional or profession. So, nakasaad sa obstruction ito class na hindi professional para sa isang guro na mangampanya laban sa mga lehitimong patakaran ng paaralan at administrasyon na hindi niya sinasang-ayunan. Kuhanan na lang natin ng halimbawa. Diba class, na bawal ang isang guro na mangampanya para sa kanyang pambato sa halalan? Ito rin ay hindi professional na magsampa ng mga kaso laban sa mga nakakataas sa ilalim ng takip ng hindi nagpapakilala. Kung may katotohanan ang mga paratang na isinampa laban sa mga nakakataas, hindi dapat matakot na ipahayag. Ang makipagtransaksyon sa opisyal na negosyo sa pamamagitan ng wastong mga channel ay ang professional at ethical na bagay na dapat nating gawin. May mga pagbubuod gayunpaman. Kapag ang mga reformang itinataguyod ay tinututulan ng agarang nakakataas, ang guro ay dapat direktang mag-apila sa nararapat na nakakataas na awtoridad. Ang magwelga ay hindi professional. Totoo, ang mga professional na guro ay may karapatang humingi ng lunas laban sa mga kawalan ng katarungan o diskriminasyon. Ngunit, dapat itong gawin sa paraang hindi masisira ang kapakanan ng mga mag-aaral na ang karapatang matuto ay dapat igalang. Ang gurong magwiwelga ay may masasamang epekto sa mga mag-aaral. Alam nyo ba class kung bakit? Kasi 'di ba sinabi ko kanina sa section 1 na ang guro ang nagsisilbing modelo sa mga mag-aaral, kaya masamang tignan na sila mismo ang nangunguna sa paggawa ng mga bagay na hindi karapat-dapat. Kasi sila ang itinuturing na pangalawang magulang ng mga mag-aaral sa paaralan. Kaya kinakailangan nilang magpasunod o magpakita ng mga mabubuting bagay upang sila ay tularan ng kanilang mga mag-aaral.